Hi everyone, it's Tara here. Welcome back if you've been following along, or if this is your first time, welcome. My name is Tara and I am currently 28 weeks pregnant today, officially in the third trimester, and this is my week 27 recap. I had a lot of appointments this week. If you didn't see my last week's video, I was really ill, feeling much better this week, still a bit nasally, so I apologise for the voice, but I am feeling much better on a whole. I had a bunch of appointments. I had my first midwife appointment this week. So I was lucky enough to get into a midwife program as part of the public hospital, where I have one-on-one care with a midwife who will hopefully then be the midwife who delivers my baby. I applied for it and sent an email probably when I was 13 weeks or 14 weeks. And I only found out in week 27 that I got into this program. So I had my first midwife appointment. I'm really lucky to be in this program. The only catch is they try and get you in and out of hospital as quick as they can. Hopefully going down the natural birth route, they sometimes can get you out 4 to 6 hours after giving birth. Obviously, if there's complications or you need to be in there or you want to stay in there longer, you can, but that is just one of the things they aim to do. So that's a bit scary, but hopefully all the hypnobirthing audiobooks and exercises that I'm doing work. So at my appointment, they measured my belly from my top of my uterus to my pelvic bone to obviously keep track of the baby's growth and my stomach's growth. I was tracking at 27 centimetres, which was spot on because I'm week 27, and that's apparently where you're meant to be, give or take a few centimetres. Although the day after I had an appointment with my GP, she measured and I was 29 centimetres. So unless I'd eaten a bit more that day, I'm not sure. But I'm in the area that I'm meant to be in size-wise. I got my blood test results back for my glucose and my iron. Everything looks really good. My glucose levels were low, so I'm not going to have to drink that terrible drink that everyone's been telling me about for years. And my iron levels are good, but my iron stores could change. She said they're not super high in the third trimester. Apparently is when you lose a lot of your iron. So I've just got to try and incorporate a bit more iron into my diet so that we don't have to supplement that come, in the next few weeks. Something else I learned that was interesting this week is that my baby is currently in an oblique lie, which I'd never heard of before. Instead of the baby's head being down and legs being up, so just straight, the baby is laying diagonal with the head in my hip. So at this stage, they're not too worried about it. They've got to keep an eye on the baby's position, obviously, because I don't think you can deliver naturally with an oblique lie. But I've got, plenty of time, I hope, for the baby to move into place. I've been doing a few little exercises this week. I've been doing, started doing yoga again. They say the downward dog is a good position to try and push baby over. And I've also been, I went to the beach and had a lie on my back in the water to try and, that was just another thing I read about. Whether any of it works, I'm not sure. Baby might be too comfortable in there. So we'll just keep an eye on that over the next few weeks because we just don't want to get to a point where baby gets too big and can't move and it has to be moved for me. So hopefully baby will naturally decide to move around. The first midwife appointment just basically involved health history, like a bit of a mental health, just discussing mental health and how I'm feeling. Mention of domestic violence, making sure that you don't live in a, violent household, and making sure that you are safe and where you're going home to is safe for you and the baby. They really stress that because the nurse did say to me that it's, I think it's 1 in 4 people who go in to see the midwives dealing with the domestic violence, dealing with domestic violence at home, which is really sad because there's, it's quite high. And then, so we went over all the health stuff, and then I got a pregnancy health record booklet. And this is what I'll take to every other appointment that I go to. You get a lot of brochures. It breaks down like what to expect at each appointment. And then my next appointment with my midwife is this week. So it's the good thing about the program is you have a lot more contact with your midwife. And I'm, just looking forward to being comfortable with someone, especially if she's going to be in the room with me on the day, I hope. So I also discussed maternity leave this week with work, trying to figure out, how long I want to take off. It's really stressful to try and figure out when to finish because, baby might come early. You don't know when baby's going to come. You've only got an estimated due date. Baby might come late, so you might take too much time off and be extremely bored. I'm hoping, I would like a week or two off. I've decided to finish up work 2 weeks before my due date. Although, for some reason, I feel like I'm going to go early. So I'll see how I feel. If I'm obviously, huge, as my neighbour liked to point out this morning, she did say to me, "Are you not sure you're not having twins? Or, you're quite big." She's elderly, so I'll forgive her. But if I'm super big and uncomfortable at work, then I might look at finishing a little bit earlier. I have that flexibility, and I'm probably looking at taking maybe 6 months off, and then doing a couple of days from home. So we'll see. Obviously, anything can change, but that's the aim. Just, trying to figure out when to finish can be stressful. So I'll give you a bit of a bump update. This is my big stomach as per my neighbour's comments. This is week 28 today. So that's me. Like I said, it's been a much better week this week. If you saw my emotional roller coaster of last week, it was definitely an improvement. My partner and I did a first aid course today for newborns and children, and I cannot recommend it enough. We did it through CPR Kids at the Gold Coast University Hospital. 3 hours, we went through basic CPR, choking, burns, fevers. It was just a real eye-opener and cannot recommend doing it. We were really impressed when we left it, to some of the statistics and things that we didn't know, and just opened our eyes up a lot. And look, hopefully we never have to use it, but at least if something, touch wood, was to go wrong, we hope we would feel prepared. Can't recommend that highly enough. So that's it for week 27. I had a little bit of, like I said, insomnia, just restless sleeping, I guess. I've never wanted to sleep on my back ever in my life. And now that I am not allowed to, I want to sleep on my back. I'll wake up occasionally on my back and just have to, roll back onto either side. Sometimes I'll just wake up at midnight and be awake and then toss and turn like a sausage on a barbecue and then decide to go back to sleep, when the sun comes up and I've got to get up. Apart from that, I think it's just preparing me for, sleepless nights. Otherwise, it's been a really good week. Looking forward to the first week of my 3rd trimester. And I will update you next week with what's happening. Thanks for following along. I'll speak to you next week. Bye, guys.